hope you're doing well today. I think it's really important right now that we recognize that we have the choice over what we pay attention to. That our attention still belongs to us, and we can choose to focus on what we do have, what we can feel, what we can do, or we can pay attention to all the things that we can't do or that we haven't felt maybe now in some time, like feeling settled and secure. So in your practice today, just work on strengthening the muscle of attention, that you perhaps walk away from this practice being reminded that at any moment you can choose where your attention goes. I'm going to suggest a supported bridge pose to begin, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. If you have a block, you can go ahead and lay down, and this block is going to be wedged between your sacrum and the floor, and there's a couple different angles and heights to the blocks. If you don't have that, hi Junie B, you can always just put a pillow underneath you. It's not going to be quite as much lift, but it's still a very similar feeling. If you've got some firm blankets, watch out, B, which is actually my favorite way to do this. No, stay, it's okay. You know, there's a lot going on. You can sit on the blankets and have your head and shoulders falling off the edge. The bottom of my shoulder blades are sort of kissing the edge of the blankets here, and this is gonna be where I start. And with supported bridge, you wanna abstain from having anything underneath your head. And because we're not using any muscular effort to keep our hips elevated, your arms can do whatever they want as long as they're not holding any effort for a moment. And once you're settled, your feet can stay nice and wide, your knees can collapse together, or you can keep everything in one alignment, your choice. Just let your jaw relax, lick your lips, soften your forehead. And let's bring our attention to our navels, and I want you to take a deep breath in that allows the navel to lift away from the spine. And as you exhale, let your navel soften down towards the ground. Feel your whole body settle. And just pay attention to the navel for a few more slower breaths. Remind yourself why you're practicing. And with your next breath, feel all the space around your heart muscle. And let's do one more of those. Use your inhale to let go of anything that's not serving you right now. And if your knees are together, feel them part. Peel the left foot off the floor and just straighten your left leg. Bring your foot back down to the ground. Sorry, B. And then peel your right foot off the floor, straighten your leg. And bring your foot back down gently. And whatever you've got underneath you, you're just going to lift and remove it gently. Get it out of your way, straighten your legs. And with your next inhale, stretch your arms back, point your toes, fill your lungs. And as you exhale, hug your knees to your chest. And roll over to your preferred side and make a gentle transition up. Junie, come here. Come here, bee. I'm going to have you come into table position. Junie, come here. And you'll just come onto all fours with your knees below your hips, your wrists below your shoulders, spreading your fingers out. Drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Nice long back of the neck to begin. And with your next inhale, let your belly drop. Tilt your pelvis forward and look up. Notice what you see. As you exhale, round your back, tuck your tailbone, bring your chin towards your throat, press your hands into the floor. And as you inhale, open the belly back up. Look towards the sky. Again, notice what you see that you may not normally see in your house. As you exhale, round your back. Draw your navel deep into the body. And then inhale and let your belly drop and curl your toes under. And let's just pause here for a moment. Feel how your pelvis is tilted forward. The bottoms of your feet are stretching. Your throat is open. Let's inhale together. And as you exhale, press into hands and toes. Lift your hips up. And then shift your weight into the lower body. And let your head drop. Nothing wrong with scooting your feet a little further back if it makes your spine feel a little bit longer. We don't worry for 1 second if our heels touch the floor. It's not a priority. Relax your face, take a deep breath in, press your hands into the floor. And as you exhale, gently come down to child's pose. Let your knees open up. Big toes touch. And we want to make sure that our forehead can touch the ground. So if it can't come down naturally, stack your hands. Use a block. Deep breath in. Longer breath out. And then stretching the hands forward. You can get this block out of your way. I'm going to suggest that you step your left foot forward and make a right angle. This back leg can stay at a right angle, or if your right knee is willing, it can slide back. Once you have your lower body organized, start to very carefully transition your hands up to that left thigh. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Feel your arms release and just hang for a moment as your lower body holds you up. And a focal point's not a bad idea here because some of us are going to feel pretty wobbly. Press your lower body parts into the floor. Turn your arms from your shoulders and inhale to feel your hands connect above you. And you can look towards your hands or straight ahead. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward and get your hands back to the floor. And once they're there, left knee back underneath you. Right foot forward. Make that right angle. See how far back the left knee is willing to go today. And then very carefully, once you feel your lower body is a solid foundation, transition head over heart. Shoulders up, back, and down. Again, you don't need to have this much space between your legs. You can stay more here with just right angles. Okay? Everybody is different. Every body is different. So, hands up on the thigh, back of the neck long. We'll now feel our arms hang. Relax your tongue. Smile at your focal point. And then inhale to bring your arms up. And only if it feels natural for you, look towards your hands. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to your floor. Once they're there, right knee underneath you, rearranging your table, knees below hips, wrists below shoulders, fingers spread out. Curl the toes under, inhale and pause here. Pay attention to how willing your pelvis is to tilt forward. Open throat, feet stretching, take a breath in. And as you exhale, send your hips straight up and then shift your weight back. Letting the head hang. Pressing the hands away from your feet. Come here, bee. Can you come right here? That would be so funny. Check your breathing. And now together, let's take a calm breath in. Exhale to lower your knees. Bring your big toes together, open your knees up, and settle back into child's pose. And let that space between your upper back open and relax. Let your breath be a reflection of the vibration you want to inhabit. And then bringing your hands under your shoulders, you're going to inhale and very slowly restack your spine. You can let your head come up last. And when it is up, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Now bring your bottom to the floor and plant your feet out in front of you. Plant your hands behind you and try to avoid this. Use your arms and your hands to keep your heart lifted. And we're going to wring out the body a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your knees fall to the right and take your left arm and reach it around. And maybe you touch your right hand, maybe you don't. We're not going to worry about that. Inhale and reach up and around. Bring your knees up. And as you exhale, other side. Take your time. And then once more, inhale, come back around. As you exhale, ring out, reach up and around. And it's not about getting from point A to point B. It's about feeling everything in between. Inhale, open, center, and exhale, reach. And then inhale and come back. And once you're back, you can do this pose with me. Come here. Come here. Get your sitting bones on the floor, plant your feet, and just sit tall for a moment and feel the strength of your spine. You can bring your feet and knees together here if you want, or keep them a little separated. You can hold on behind your knees or reach out in front of you. But we're going to let our toes lift off the floor and then our heels. And then point your toes towards the ground. Maybe you reach your hands forward, but let your eyes find one point. Feel the strength of your body and how your breath is supporting it. Tongue relaxed, forehead soft. Maybe for your last inhale here, the feet come up. And then as you exhale, let everything soften down. Hug the legs. Release your head. Oh, come here, bee. Why are you waiting by the door? Come by mommy. And then inhale and bring your head up. Shoulders up, back and down. Let the legs stretch out, widen and flop. Junie bee is waiting over by the door. She's clearly not that into practice today. Or maybe she wants her kibbles. So let's now create a nice cozy situation to lay down. I've got some support here that I'm going to put underneath my knees and a pillow for my head. And of course, warm and cozy, even though it's like 65 degrees here today, but it feels kind of chilly in my house. My pillow. Junie, come here. Hey, come here, it's time to lay down. Come here. Come here, baby. A little defiant today, I guess. So, I'm gonna hug my knees one more time just to decompress the low back. Where are you? Come here. And then letting my legs fall over the bolster, opening the arms out with palms up. Come here, honey. Shoulder blades down the back. Lick your lips and swallow. And one more guided breath with a longer exhale to help you just land here. A feeling of arrival and presence. And we're going to pay attention to what it feels like to stay open and relaxed. And pay attention to how amazing and miraculous it is that our body just breathes for us. Feel free to pause the video and stay as long as you like. Or join me in a deep inhale. And a longer exhale. Fingers and toes begin to move. And then an inhale to stretch top to bottom. Exhale, hug your knees. And then roll over to your right side. Maybe the eyes stay closed. Oh, there you are. I feel the ground. I feel my breath. Let's gently come up. Take your time. Treat yourself like you would be handling a newborn baby. Really paying attention, being careful and loving. And let's find a seated posture, maybe some support underneath the sitting bones. Sit tall. Refine your alignment. Arrive at a still point. Just pay attention to what it feels like to inhabit your body right now. When we pay attention, we don't always find pleasant things. We have to be honest. If we feel achy or anxious, if we have a headache, sore shoulder, paying attention doesn't mean we're just going to be tuning into bliss. But we're practicing present moment awareness. Let your hands meet about an inch apart in front of your chest. Sitting up tall, shoulders relaxed, deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your hands come together, bow your head. And let's remind ourselves what we're grateful for today. Let's never forget that we can always choose the object of our attention in any given moment. May all beings be happy. May all beings be filled with joy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings know peace. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Be well.